Hello, dear children. So, children, all of us dream when we are sleeping. Yes, we see some images, emotions, or sensations in the form of dreams. In our subconscious mind, all these events occurs. Yes, so the road we walked, or the book we read, or the conversation we had, everything appears in our dreams. Yes, so today we are going to read a lesson which is related to dreams. And the title of the lesson is A Dream of Flight, which is narrated by K.S. Raman. A Dream of Flight. This lesson is in the form of first person narrative. So when we usually read a story or a lesson which is written in third person narrative, that is, the author narrates the events using or referring to third person. He uses characters' names or he, she, it. Yes, in first person narrative, the author narrates the events using first person, that is, I or we. This lesson particularly is narrated by the author himself. And the lesson tells us the history of aeroplane or evolution of flight. So today let us read the lesson A Dream of Flight, written by or narrated by K.S. Raman. Engrossed in Charles H. Gibbs Smith's book, The Invention of the Aeroplane, 1799 to 1909, the author, he was reading the book The Invention of the Aeroplane from 1799 to 1909, and the book is written by Charles H. Gibbs Smith. Yes, so the author was reading this particular book. He was so much engrossed. Engrossed means he was so much immersed in reading that he realized that it was evening only when his friend came in, only when my friend came in. Yes, because the author is narrating the events. That's why he has used first person. Yes. So he came to know that it is already evening only when the author's friend came in. I had glimpsed this book amidst a heap of leather-bound volumes in an old bookshop 2 days ago. So the author found this book. Which book? The Invention of the Aeroplane, 1799 to 1909. This particular book was took by the author 2 days ago in an old bookshop. Yes, and the title had aroused my curiosity. When he looked at the title of the book, it aroused the curiosity of the author. That's why he bought it. And as soon as he reached home, he started reading that book. The book explained in great detail man's eternal longing and hope that led to innumerable trials. So the book explains man's will and hope, yes, which led to innumerable. Innumerable is nothing but countless trials, countless experiments, most of which ended as disaster. Those experiments or the innumerable trials ended in a very bad way, and subsequent following experimentation arising from various inventions used for flight. Flight is nothing but aeroplane. Before the advent of aeroplane. The word flight is used because at that time it was not fully functional, yes, to fly in the air. Many other techniques were used. A flight is nothing but to shift from one place to another place. That's why they have used the word flight. And after that, when it was fully functional to fly in the air, it was called aeroplane. Yes, as we know of it today. So the book, The Invention of the Aeroplane, which explains about the history or the evolution of aeroplane. I found the book so observing that I even forgot about my regular evening walk. See, he was so engrossed, the author was so much immersed in reading that he forgot even his evening walk. My friend, who is an avid aviation enthusiast, aviation is nothing but the science or practice of flying aircraft. The author's friend was very much interested. Enthusiast is nothing but interested. He glanced at the book and told me that he too would like to read it later. So he was also interested in aeroplanes or aviation. That's why he even asked the author to lend his book so that he could read that book later. When he was sure that I would not budge out of my chair, my friend asked me to be up and ready at 6 o'clock sharp next morning and departed. So, the author's friend was very sure that the author will not get up because he was very much immersed in reading. That's why he asked him to be ready by 6 o'clock the next day morning and he left. Reading almost non-stop, it was past midnight when I finally finished the book and put it down. So when he started reading the book and without any stop, non-stop, he read that book and he finished it at the past midnight. That means almost middle of the night. He switched off the light and dropped off exhausted on the bed. So, after past midnight, he slept with the events from the book so fresh in my memory. This sentence indicates that even the author is very much interested in reading aviation related or aeroplane related books. That's why all the events were so fresh in author's memory. That's why gradually as I drifted off to sleep, I could almost feel the tension and excitement when some incidents started floating right in front of my eyes. So as I said before, the book was related to the evolution of flight or the history of aeroplane. So there were many events related to the experimentation or the trials of flight. Those events were started coming in front of the eyes of the author when he slept. Yes, so those events were narrated in further paragraphs. What was the first event which came to author's dream when he was sleeping, which happened in 1496 AD. AD is nothing but Anno Domini. In Latin, the word Anno Domini means in the year of Lord, okay, which we usually come across when we are reading or referring to some year. Yes. So what happened in 1496? From atop a soaring tower stands a man with bat-like wings made from wood and cloth. So all these events were the first human trials, the first trials of first experiments with flight. So this is one of it. Atop a soaring tower, a very high tower, stands a man with bat-like wings made from wood and cloth. You can see the picture. A man was standing there and his wings were made of wood and cloth covered with bird's feathers. So it looks like a bird feather. The air rings with encouraging shouts from a big crowd gathered far down. Yes, because he was standing on a tower and on the ground there were huge crowd which was cheering him up. Yes, and ruffles the feathers on his clothes. There was frills of feathers on his cloth, on his wings. The bird man, see the author called him the bird man, flexes. He stretches his shoulders and beating his arms fast like the birds do. He started stretching his shoulders and beating his arms fast, suddenly jumps out. He jumps from the tower, beating his arms fast like the birds do. But what in heaven's name is happening? But what happened? Instead of flying free in the sky like a bird, the man is tumbling down inverted and totally out of control. Instead of flying high, he started falling down on the ground. As the crowd scatters hastily, he falls in their midst in a tangled heap of cloth and feathers. So instead of flying, what happened? He fell on the ground and the people started scattering or spreading out hastily, very fastly. And the shrill wails of women cried very sharply because he fell down on the ground from a soaring tower. Yes, another adventurer who wanted to fly like a bird has lost his life. So he tried to fly, but unfortunately he fell down on the ground and he lost his life. This was the event happened in 1496. In 1783, Anno Domini, in the town of Annonay in France, hundreds of people are gathered in the market square. Imagine, in France, in the marketplace, a huge crowd was gathered. Flames leap high from a huge pile of burning wood. There was a huge pile of burning wood in the middle of the square, held by thick ropes all around. On top of the fire is a mammoth globular fabric envelope with its bottom open and decorated with colorful motifs. Yes, you can see the picture. This is exactly what the author is narrating. Yes, a very globular fabric envelope with bottom open. Yes, under which a huge pile of wood was burning. As the spear fills with hot air and heaves from side to side, four persons cut off the ropes. It was held with ropes, and when the huge fabric envelope was filled with hot air, yes, at that time the people cut off the ropes. The crowd watches open mouthed. Why? Because the spherical balloon starts flying upwards and drifts across the sky. It started flying high. A sheep, a hen, and a duck placed in the basket. So in that basket there was a sheep, a hen, and a duck. And these three became the first air passengers. Who were the first air passengers? Yes, a sheep, a hen, and a duck. So it was a very successful flight. In 1853 Anno Domini, a boat-shaped contraption with wheels at the bottom having a big wing shaped like the hood of a snake stands atop a small hill. So in 1853 Anno Domini, what happened? Contraption is nothing but machine, okay? A boat-shaped machine with wheels and which has a very big wing. That kind of a flight stands atop a small hill. Four triangular surfaces in the form of a cross are at the back, supported by a wooden frame. See the picture. Yes, so there was a machine with wheels. Yes, and there were four triangular surfaces which is supported by wooden frame. Sir George Cayley puts his carriage chauffeur inside and gives a big push. You can see a man who is standing on the ground and a chopper. Chopper is nothing but a person who takes the machine or the vehicle. Yes, who was sitting inside the flight, and the person, Sir George Cayley, pushes the flight. The vehicle starts rolling on its wheels and rushes towards the valley below. So it started rushing towards the valley. But as it gathers speed, when it reaches a particular speed, this weird craft, this flight leaves the ground floating in the air. After reaching a particular speed, it started floating in the air. It touches down on the other side of the valley. From a high, small hill, yes, it started its flight and it reached the other side of the valley. Man has at last devised a contraption with which he could launch himself from a hill and glide down to the ground. So this was the first time when a flight was devised with a machine. Yes, and one can successfully take a shift or a flight from a hill to side of the other side of the valley. Yes, all these events were described in the book, but these all events were appearing in the dreams of the author. Okay, and in 1891 AD, yes, 1891 Anno Domini, Otto Lilienthal lifts a strange craft built from a wood and fabric and brings it out of the shed built atop a big hill. So, in the previous incident, Sir George Lely, right? And here Otto Lilienthal lifts. He holds a strange craft built from wood and fabric. This is also built up from wood and fabric only, and comprising two 6-meter long bat-like wings. So both wings are 6-meter long. Yes, on top of one another with a horizontal and vertical surface behind. He is explaining the shape of that strange craft. Okay, Lilienthal steps inside the frame and with his arms supporting the wing runs forward. Yes, you can see in the picture the shape of this strange craft. Within a few steps, Lilienthal's craft starts floating in the air. Hanging beneath, Lilienthal glides for a long distance and touches down at the bottom of the hill. So this strange craft also successfully reaches the ground, which is 6-meter long, bat-like wings, yes, and which has a ring-shaped frame. Yes, a ring-shaped frame which you can see in the pictures. So this is also a successful flight, but it is not a complete aeroplane. Yes, it was a very strange craft which was made by Otto Lilienthal in 1891. In 1903, huge mounds of sand abound all round in Kitty Hawk Dunes in North Carolina. So it is the place of desert. Okay, mounds of sand, a huge heap of sand abound all round in Kitty Hawk Dunes. Dunes is nothing but a small hill in the desert. In which place? Yes, North Carolina. A two-winged machine stands on a long wooden rafter. Orville Wright lies prone in the middle over the bottom wing. It is a two-winged machine. There were two wings. Yes. And Orville Wright. You might have heard his name. Yes, he is one of the Wright brothers. Orville and Wilbur were two American aviation pioneers generally credited with inventing, building and flying the world's first successful motor-operated aeroplane. Yes. So what Orville did? Orville Wright lies prone in the middle over the bottom wing. So he was standing beside it. A small internal combustion engine by his side turns a pair of two-bladed paddle wheels through a long bicycle chains. They were giving the description of the flight. Yes, as the engine growls, Wilbur Wright frees the rope holding the machine. It was held by a rope, and when Wilbur Wright frees the rope, it surges forward, moving about 12 meters per second. They have even given the speed of the flight, which is 12 meters per second. The machine suddenly lifts up, and behold, it is flying in the air. So we usually give credit to Wright brothers for inventing, yes, a motor operated aeroplane. This is what happened in 1903 by Wright brothers. So students, so far all the incidents were written in the book, but they were appearing in the dreams of the author. Yes, so these were the events which appeared as a dream in author's sleep. The piercing sound of the alarm clock puts a full stop to my dreams of flight and brings me back to reality. So he slept very late, yes, at past midnight, and when the alarm started making the sound, his dreams were stopped and he came back to reality. My friend, who arrived on the dot at 6 in the morning, takes me straight to a small airfield outside the city. Yes, his friend departed the previous evening, telling him to be ready at exactly 6 o'clock in the morning, came exactly at the time and took the author to a airfield which is in the outskirts of the city. Yes, so this is about the lesson A Dream of Flight. So students, let us simply give a summary of the lesson. So in 1496 Anno Domini, there was a man who was called as the Birdman who tried to fly in the air, but his attempt was unsuccessful. He lost his life, right? So in 1783 Anno Domini, there was a mammoth globular spherical shape of cloth which was filled with hot air, and a sheep, a hen, and a duck were the first passengers in that flight. Yes, and 1853 Anno Domini, Sir George Cayley's flight was also successfully took its first flight. And in 1891 AD, Otto Lilienthal's a strange craft, yes, which was having 6-meter long, a round shaped wings. Yes, even Otto Lilienthal attempt was successful. And in 1903, the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, they successfully flight, or their attempt was successful in inventing motor aeroplane. So this was the lesson, A Dream of Flight, which is A Dream of Flight, written by K.S. Raman.